Gladiators, the show where we discuss and debate literature in all of its forms.
Every single one.
If it's written work, it's game.
Like chess.
Let's meet the panel.
I'm Gina.
I'm Kim.
I'm Charlie.
And I'm Josh. What are we going over today, Zach?
Arlene Sardine by Raschka.
Alrighty. What is the topic at hand?
Do you feel that this novel is suitable to a particular age range or to a group of readers?
It's suited for nobody. This book here is garbage, as far as I'm concerned.
Can I ask why?
It is garbage because, number one, a sardine is a type of fish. It's not a fish when it becomes canned. Number two, her death in the middle of the book is dismissed as if, oh, she died, but that doesn't matter because she's got bigger and better things. She's going to go into a can, she's going to become a sardine, and she's going to get sold at a grocery store and eaten. And he's trying to be... and the art. This is supposed to be...
I think he's mad right now, so we're going to just take 5.
It's like what you see on like the walls of a disco club.
I love disco.
Yeah.
Don't knock Raschka in my presence. He has a Caldecott. He wrote a book. He did a book with the guy who wrote The Phantom Toll Booth. Won a Caldecott.
Stephanie Meyer also has a lot of money.
Hey! Big difference.
Okay.
Don't you dare. Stephanie Meyer shall not be mentioned in this room.
I think there's a big difference. His art style does take some getting used to, but
I'll
I
be
think
right
that
back after these messages.
I think that the art is done with a specific thing in mind. I know that it's not to everybody's taste, but I think he has a very interesting style, and I do like his work. But only when he's working with another author, because his ideas are...
I think that the illustration, to be honest, looks like unicorn excrement.
I think you pushed the wrong button on
unicorns.
Josh.
It's also not his best work, I'll just
Arlene.
say that.
They have to point out Arlene. Then they have to point her out again.
But I like...
Then they decide to kill her off because she wants to be killed off. So
It's a very strange book, yes. He's done so much better.
I'm hoping to read more because I think he can prove himself, kind of like Kurt Vonnegut in Time Quake.
If I may. I don't think the book... You're going to hate me for this. And we just had my birthday episode, and Josh gave me a lovely, lovely gift. It's very sentimental, and I'm going to take it to the grave with me. Literally, I will. But I'm going to... He will, actually. I will.
More than your drum sets? Your
Well, no, they're
cookies
going to
and
come
your
with... Yes, they're coming with me as well, but they'll have to put this on, right? And the drumsticks on top. Okay, still. Anyway, I'm going to hell. But anyway, no, I mean, this book obviously is, we all know, it's a children's book, and really, no. It's trying to introduce children about death and, what goes on, and if there's, and obviously this is not a happy afterlife, So I don't think it's suited for any particular age group, but I would say, if you're going to read this to your kids, if you're a teacher, good for you, good. If you're, or just a parent, whatever. Parent, teacher.
It better be to an audience that can grasp the meaning of death
that's what I was
and be able to glorify it, which...
Yeah, no, I know. Make sure that, they are fans of Raschka. I don't know how you say the name. Raschka, excuse me. An English major here. First of all, it's sad, not gonna lie. I don't like sad books. They make me angry. When I'm sad, I get angry and I get fat because I eat and still. Long story short, it was well written, but I just don't like the stuttering like a tank engine right now. I think it can. No. I don't think it should be read, obviously, unless your readers are committed to it. Like, I want to learn about this. I want to let whoever you're teaching this to, especially about passing death. It's not probably the best thing to read at a funeral. Like, now I'm going to read you this book about Arlene Sardine because I know you're upset about your grandmother and blah blah.
It's not really a book about death. It's about a fish that wants to be a sardine when in actuality she's already a sardine, but wants to be in a can and get eaten.
I know, but still, and that to me, I know this is the dark, dismal part, but it's that, you know, think of it. If I was a sardine, I would want to be in the ocean. I would like to explore. I don't want to be in a can, rolled up, on display for $9.95. Trust me, I worked in seafood for 3 years.
When people get cremated, they want their ashes spread on the beach.
Yeah,
they don't want them placed in a coffee can.
No. Yeah. This is the best cup of Joe you ever had, guy, because Joe was a very nice guy. He was very nice.
If I may, about this, okay, my take on the book as a person who specializes in literature for young people is that it's not really a book about death, because if it was about death, it would be treated in a different kind of style. Now, there are authors that have tackled the subject of death, like, with more lighthearted, like John Klassen. His book, This Is Not My Hat, involves a fish being eaten by another fish at the end, and it's a comedy. Anyway, the book is more about how meat production and where food comes from, and in kind of a gruesome way. And I don't think it's inappropriate for children, because frankly I don't think any topic is inappropriate for children in general. I just don't think it's a particularly good book. I know a lot of people who work with children's literature who praised the book when it came out a bazillion years ago.
No.
Why?
It was like they really liked it. They thought it was humorous in a dry way, and they liked the illustrations. I don't agree with that. I think that, I don't know, maybe it just hasn't aged well, and I like this artist's other work, well, some of it at least. I think he needs to work with an author to bring out the best in his artistic ability, because frankly, I found the prose in this picture book to be incredibly lacking and repetitive in a way that I didn't respond to. Then again, I'm not really a picture book person, but
I am.
The age range is very minuscule, because I feel that the children that it seems like it's aimed for, I think they'd be scared by it. I
know I would be.
I think it would be as frightening as that house ornament that mom or dad has to hide, because the child is running into their room and hiding under whatever they can find.
yeah,
I've done that before.
it's a very strange book. I was probably one of the weirdest children's books I've ever read. Gina?
I would say this is definitely a book for people who want to learn about the seafood production, even though it's not completely accurate what Josh said. Arlene was already a sardine.
Yes.
Also, the whole thing about the death, I don't think that's necessarily a terrible thing to read to a child, just because you've never heard the old lady who swallowed the fly swallows a bunch of other things, and then she swallows a horse and she died, of course. I've been hearing that since I was like 4 years old.
And because this is what we perceive as being an innocent fish. The old lady, that was her choice to swallow the horse, and
I mean, she had pica,
if
you
she
know?
wanted to,
She's hungry as a horse.
if she wanted to live, she would have known when to stop.
How do you know that she wasn't asleep? Or how do you know that it wasn't a really tiny horse that she didn't realize had poison in it?
It's a very fair and valid
Because
question.
the animal, I think the way that they're trying to get at it, the animals keep getting bigger and bigger and bigger.
And I think that would be like something later on in life. You know?
I just, like, again, back to what I was saying, I think that it's the way that the book deals with death is kind of in a bizarre way. I was surprised when Arlene died. I was like, what? And I mean, I don't get surprised reading picture books very often. So, I didn't think it was handled inappropriately. I just thought it was very bizarre and kind of dark, and the tone was weird.
Yeah, and if that's something you're trying to introduce to
But I wasn't looking at it as a book about where our food comes from until I started reading reviews of it on Goodreads. So I think Gina's point is pretty solid. All right.
I would also say, like, death is not a terrible subject for kids, even though it is, like Kim said, it did deal with death in kind of a weird way, almost because it was almost like she didn't die. They dealt with it in, like, a Bambi way. You know, like in Bambi when the mom gets shot, literally right after you see this jaunty little scene of birds flying. Mm-hmm. It was kind of like that. Although I've known my dad, maybe it's just because my dad was in the military, but I remember him going away to the Middle East when I was little. I was like, I know I was like 8 years old when he did that, and I wasn't blissfully unaware that people were dying over there. Like, I was scared when I heard he was going into war, because I remember thinking, what if he never comes back? Because I wasn't that innocent. And I feel like a lot of times parents, what they do is they shield their kids. They're like, the world is a cruel place, but little Timmy cannot find that out right now. We got to preserve his innocence for as long as possible.
Sugarcoat it, right?
Yes.
Yeah,
Sugarcoating is not.
I hate
No, it
sugarcoating.
isn't.
I hate when people ban books from children just because they think they can't handle it. There's a case going on right now about a book that involves a girl whose older sister is addicted to heroin, and people are banning the book from children because they don't think it's appropriate. Whereas I think that if I
And
had,
what's the target audience?
so our target audience is about 10 years old, and if I'd had that book, like I haven't read the book yet, but if I'd had books about drug addiction when I was a kid, for example, I would have been prepared for when my family had to deal with it. So if you're sheltering children from difficult topics, you're not doing them any favors. So this book actually like shows, kind of, for all its faults, and there are many, it shows that you can still, that people's life after death can, like, whatever, if you take it to be that way, like, death is not just this final thing. It's not the final step.
It's not the end. It's actually, you know.
So yeah.
My really brief 20 seconds with my beliefs, and you know, it's never the death is only sometimes it's being reborn. You're born into the afterlife.
When I die, I hope I go to heaven.
Me too.
I hope I don't get suctioned into some can.
No, I'm.
Well, I mean, we're not sardines, so I think we're all good on that front.
Well, still.
Any final thoughts?
Here's a little conspiracy theory thought. Chris Raschka is using this book to try to turn little kids into vegetarians.
That's an interesting point. But yeah,
I was just kidding.
I could.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
I don't think this should be anybody's first introduction to Chris Raschka. I think they should read the Hello Goodbye Window, which he illustrated, and Norton Juster wrote it. So I guess if you like the Phantom Toll Booth.
I guess that illustrating is his gig.
Yeah, he's very acclaimed. He has a Caldecott medal and honor. So he's a very acclaimed illustrator. So I was actually very surprised to find that I didn't particularly care for his book.
Right. Let's give it a star rating. 0 to 5, and half star ratings are acceptable.
5 being the highest.
Yep, 5 being the highest. Gina?
2.
2.5 because I'm being generous because I liked the art.
And I'll go with a 2.5 as well. Not without the generosity. I think it's a 2.5 because still.
No generosity for me. I'm giving it a goose egg. 0. I think that the audience for this is so minuscule that someone wants a satirical children's book, then they can go to this. And if they practice either vegetarianism, veganism, or anything of that like, avoid it altogether.
You know what? If I may, I'm going to retract it. You can all hate me. I'm going to go with just you know what? You're right. I'm going to have to go with a 0. And I know I'm taking a still, but the minute you said the vegan, but he could have done a better job. So what did I say? 2.5 to 0.
Yeah.
Let's just give it a 1 because still he took the time out of his day and night and week and how long. So I will give it a 1. I'm like I said, that's now my official number 1. But still, he could have done it better. Yeah.
Okay, here's the book. Expect to see it at a book sale sometime soon.
Notice
Depending
you
on what
didn't
you
say you recommend people
Or a
to
trash can.
I
love trash
don't
cans.
believe in. I think that. Okay. Be sure to join us next time for another episode of Literary Gladiators. For now, keep reading.
And
But
don't eat
not
those
that.
sardines.
Try not this one.
Good idea.